I woke up at 5:30 in the morning 2 or 3 days ago, the 9th of June, to hear the BBC talking about what had happened in history on that day, and two names were immediately mentioned and made me prick up my ears. They were Archbishop Cranmer and Emperor Nero, both people associated with this bit of land on which I stand, which is Stoneham Farm. Emperor Nero died in AD 68 on the 9th of June. He had been told by the Senate that he was an enemy to the people, and so he committed suicide. In 1824, somewhere on this land, somebody turned up a coin with Nero's face on it. And so he was emperor over this little bit of Sussex, this little bit. Did he fiddle whilst Rome was a-burning? Was his taste quite so crass, undiscerning? He was self-glorified, by his own hand he died. Reputation far flung, so long rolled in the dung, brought to light by a farmer's sod turning. The BBC told me that on the 9th of June 1549, Archbishop Cranmer, whose deer park this farm is part of, issued his Book of Common Prayer. And down there's a church, a little church, been there since the Doomsday Book before. You can't see it because of the leaves, the trees being in full leaf. There they took delivery of the Book of Common Prayer, all in English. Some people looking forward, some people daunted, some people regretting the loss of the Pope, others feeling pleased about Henry VIII. It's to be hoped that Cranmer had some fun on his deer park. It couldn't have been easy to be political and religious in those days. Well, you had to be religious by law, of course, and you had to be Protestant by law and honour Henry VIII as the head of the church rather than the Pope, or you would be in deep trouble. In fact, Cranmer was eventually burnt at the stake because Queen Mary lurched everybody back to being Roman Catholic again. And it's a long story, you may know, but he was burnt in Broad Street in Oxford. The odd thing is that so many of the people associated with the royals were beheaded or burnt, but so many of them, these distinguished people, had beautiful portraits painted while they were in their heyday, and they were preserved. Somebody was there to keep the image perhaps under wraps, until we have them all now pristine as if nothing had happened, as if those horrible things, those terrible, unspeakably violent ends had never happened. The blackbird, can you hear the blackbird? The blackbird had gone on singing all this while. They didn't care about Protestantism or Roman Catholicism. They just went on singing. At Stoneham Farm, what should appear? Near Hamsey's church, we spied a deer. Does a venerable herd still browse where the word of Cranmer is spoke without fear? Venison washed down with mead in the days of a disputed creed, for a word or two's sake to be burned at the stake. We're descended from that happy breed. Each blackbird down the ages in endless variation sings its song. Mankind, meanwhile, though singing, is caught twixt right and wrong. Each blackbird improvises, survival guides its notes. Mankind can only wonder how miracles of music for millennia pour forth. Birds sing their songs forever, from countless worm-sized throats.